DoubleKBeats, Double K Productions. I am back with you in Pre-Song Studio 15. Back with another tutorial. I'm back. It's a single. You can check that out in DoubleKBeats.com for free at DoubleKBeats.com/music. Or if you don't have a streaming platform like Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and all that, well, it is free at my site. You can get mixing templates, my mixing prices. You email me or you put your request in and let me know how many stems you're going to have to mix on blase. It's all at my site. So make sure you go check that out. Or if you're just mixing yourself, get you a template to help you out. It'll look similar like this, to be honest with you. So make sure you get it. We back with part 4. All right, so we're gonna jump into the reverbs, the parallel pomp, parallel comp, saturation wide, and everything else that I got going on that's sweet inside this mix. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. But make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. If you're not new to it, and thumbs up, comment will get me back up to where I need to be to keep you getting posted. It keeps getting stuff posted. All right. So you know the deal. This is 4. You didn't heard it all. Show y'all a snippet. Jumping straight to the hook.
Yes, I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. Niggas are faking, that's a fact. Can't trust a nigga that got your back. Loyalty is what they lack. Get these fake niggas off my back. Get them out. I'm back, you can tell them. Yeah, we got boom, point out humans like rats. What's that you speak on? When you turn to do right, they see wrong. When your light shine bright, they see clones. No new friends, I've been riding along.
Alright, let's turn everything, the hook comp back on, the parallel compression back on, everything. Let's turn it all back on, okay? So we'll do that for the verse, the hook, and all the good stuff. Alright, now let's play it one more time. We're going to play it about right here so y'all can hear what the reverb doing, the delay's doing, and all that good stuff.
We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Boom! Point out humans like rats. What's that you speak on? When you turn to do right, they see wrong. When your light shine bright, they see clones. No new friends, I've been riding along. The shit I've been telling y'all, but no one seem to listen if there's no money involved. They say I'm being dissed.
Alright, you kind of get the gist, but one thing I want to mention, you might think why I'm always showing you my song instead of everybody else's song. I don't show everybody else's song because I haven't advertised that and I haven't told them, look, if you get me to mix your song, I will be posting on YouTube. That's just something I don't do. So if y'all get me to mix your songs, I don't post it on YouTube unless you request that yourself. You get what I'm saying? I don't ask you unless it's a free mix, and then I ask you, hey, I'm mixing your stuff for free. Can I put it on YouTube type stuff? You get what I'm saying? So I do have multiple client songs that I mix. I just do not put it on YouTube because I don't know if they have copyright content on their beats they got from YouTube. I don't know. So I just don't put those up on there unless I'm doing it for free and I ain't looking to get, monetized off of it, monetization off of it and stuff like that. So I'll not put that up there. That's why I use my songs, because I know the beat's mine, the music, the lyrics is mine, and everything else is mine. So that's why you always hearing my music. Just to put that out there.
We live life like we trap. We got one life, no come.
Alright, let's dissect this reverb delay. When you done got the beat, you done got the cleaners, you done got the individual tracks. Now you want to know how you get that reverb to sound good. So let's go to the hook real quick. We'll put it on the second part of the hook. That way you can hear it, and then we will take the delays off at least, and we'll take that off of that and take that off. We'll leave that on there.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm.
Alright, what I like to do is I always like to bust my stuff, and I'll put the bus that way it affects all the tracks instead of individual. So if I have the hook bus, I'm gonna put the reverb on the bus itself. That way, this gets reverb, this track get reverb, this track get reverb, and all 7 tracks get reverb. You know what I'm saying? So it affecting everything. So far as fitting it to the beat, what I do to accomplish that reverb to fit inside that pocket, I solo everything out, but I also just want to hear this one track, my lead. That's how I figure out what reverb is gonna sound good with the beat. So I solo that out, and then I'll come over here, solo the beat out. Well, that's intro. Told you intro is all in the way. Get out the way. All right, solo the beat out, and then I'm gonna just play this one little track right here, which is the lead, and I'm gonna find out what reverb sounds good.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
All right, let's turn this. Yeah.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap, we got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats. I'm back, you can tell them.
Okay, so I tried multiple reverbs. I tried the Manny reverb. I tried the Lexicon reverb, and I went back to the roots of the simple reverb to where it didn't give me too much reverb, and I found that Reverb really gave me the best reverb. I put on play 2, which is a preset. I put the timing at 1.65. I added a pre-delay to it, 6.7. And the rest stayed the same. The size stayed 100. All I've done is take out a little bit of them lows right here because it was just too much muddiness, and then I curved off the highs. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit, not too much, because that's what we want. We want them highs being there, and of course the mids to be in there. We want the mids, or you just ain't gonna have a good reverb if you don't have the mids going. So I just rolled it off, and then back though. We did the same thing here. I boost some of the mids frequency right here. The mids, yeah, that's the mids. I ain't gonna say mid highs. I'll be right in this. But the mids we boost a little bit, two dB as you can see, and we rolled off the lows quite a bit on this EQ, and then a little bit of the highs over here. So if we play,
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back.
Solo it out so you can hear how drastically it sounds. Solo just that one little lead. That's how I mix my reverb in, just with the lead. Because if I have everything going with each other, it just seems like it's just too much, and I just keep going back and forth with it. That's just how my brain works. If I have everything on and just try to figure out what reverb sounds good, I'll just be like, no, that don't sound good. No, that don't sound good. Something I done. So I just try to leave one track on, the one you're mainly gonna hear, which is the lead vocal right here, the lead, and then the dub. But I leave the lead on and just try to find what reverb sounds good within the beat.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm.
With this roll off right here makes it sound great, and then if we turn this on and bypass it, you ain't gonna hear what it's sounding, and I'll unbypass it so you can hear.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them.
Unbypass.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes.
Kind of take out some of that muddiness within that reverb. That's why I EQ after the reverb. That way it's affecting the reverb instead of doing this before the reverb, and it's just affecting the signal that's coming in first, and then the reverb right after it. Of course, the reverb right after the EQ will be, say if you got this reverb going on right first, and then you EQ, you're affecting the reverb signal. So if you put this before it, guess what you're doing? You're affecting the effect that's coming in first, which would not be the reverb, because the reverb's not coming in first. It's just the raw signal.
I'm back, you can tell them.
Okay? It's the raw signal that's coming in first, and then you trying to reverb that afterwards. All you doing is reverbing this signal. All what's
I'm back.
right here. Okay, that's what you reverbing. So I chose to put this afterwards. That way I'm EQing the reverb. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you understand that. That way I'm doing exactly what I'm trying to achieve.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats.
Boom. Okay? That is the reverb part of it. As far as delays, let's jump into delays. We'll turn the delays on. It's the same thing. I'm turning the delays on the hook bus. And you can hear it going on. And all I want to do is take up some of that space within I'm back, you can tell them pause. So I want that delay to keep going to make it sound full. That's why I add delay, just to give it a full sound, and I put a pan on it. So same situation, ping pong. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's called on the delay. Ping pong, quarter note, 135 is the tempo. I got it at 10 feedback. I don't want too much. Low pass on, a high pass, and then delay, so quarter note.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats.
You get what I'm saying? I mean, you get what I'm saying. You see and hear what I'm talking about here. Just so when the beat is playing, it don't have any slight pause in it. It sounds full and keep on going.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans.
There's no pause within the delay going on, and if you do hear something, just pay attention. It's so subtle that you might be like, I don't hear a difference, but that fullness.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live.
All right, you heard that, so let's turn that delay back on.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live.
Okay. That's where that quarter note delay come in at. Of you don't want it too present. I got it at -17 dB because you don't want it too present. You just want it to fill in the gaps that's going on. All right, it's quarter note at the tempo it is, and then add a low or high pass filter, low pass, whatever you want to call it.
I'm back, you can tell them.
That way it ain't too muddy. It breaks through the mix. It breaks through the whole entire mix. It ain't just too muddy, and everything ain't sound muddy, because when you start adding too much stuff gets started boxing in. So I'm adding EQs to everything that I got going on. All right. So that is the reverb. That's delay. Same thing. I want to EQ the delay itself. So we jump over to the hook comp. There we go. We into the nitty gritty. So we turn all that on right there. We got hook comp. We got saturation. We got wide. We got highs, and we got pitch shifter. So if we come over here, it's the same situation. Everything in green over here because I like to color code my stuff. Hook comp, verse comps, because I like different settings. As you see, -22, and then the verse is -26. I like to work with stuff. Saturation, wide, high, and pitch shift. So if you could hear, we could see what this is doing. We'll solo that out and solo this out.
I'm back, you can tell them.
Now I turn this up drastically.
I'm back, you can tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap.
First off, it's an EQ. Let me get some of that muddiness out of it. Second is the comp, the compression, hard compression. The ratio, the release is at 2. The attack is at 7, the hardest this one gets, and I found out this plugin is great. It's the CLA Classic Compressor, the Blackie. Okay, uh, all the way. So we slamming it, and -14 the output. We slamming this thing. We hitting it hard. That way I can get some body back into it. I want really these vocals to be as full as possible, but you really only hearing one take. You know what I'm saying? But I want it as full as possible that way you can hear every word that I'm saying, every syllable, everything. I want everything to come across in your face, but also give you a vibe like, ooh, I'm back. You could tell them. Tell them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. We fight for right. Tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
If we bring it down,
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback. I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like I'm back, you can.
there it is. Just to give some more body into it. That's what Parallel Comp do. What you do is you add your plugins here, and then you add your signal to this one right here. So, or Sidechain is a little different, but I'm confident, so I'm adding a signal. I'm putting it on my send track right here, and what I'm doing is adding the raw, no cleanness, just the raw signal to these plugins right here, and then I'm mixing it to accordingly. Now, if you want the same signal, you'll add it to here and then get the clean version of this, but you won't be affecting this, you'll be affecting the whole track. So, for you to get a clean signal, you'll have to you'll have to put all these tracks on here and then get a clean signal and then do it. But that's all right. You're getting a raw signal here. You're getting these effects, and then that's what you're getting here. As far as the clean, that's why you don't hear this clean when I turn it all the way.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You hear basically the raw, but whatever the RVOX doing, the EQ doing, that's what you hear. All right. So that's how parallel comp works for me. All right. Comp over here, all I did was drag and drop over here, and then it affected the basically everything set.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them.
SL, imager, stereo, same thing. For saturation,
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap. We got one life, no comeback.
and saturation, just to give it some grit, some feel, where it ain't sounding too high, too natural, if you want to say it like that. Too much natural. You just give some grit to it, some feel to it, and all I did was add a crammer tape to it. You know, basically settings, mastering crunchy, and turn the noise off a lot because I don't want that. I add that in the mastering state. Noise in as I'm mixing, and the saturation of foul filter, warm tape right here, mix it in to how I sounded. I liked it to sound for this particular mix, and also the bands right here, and then one knob, the driver. We have 5 dB right there, and then boom, we want that thing to have some pressure on it, so we had 3.5.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
Boom. All right. So if we jump over to the wide,
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back.
all the wide is another doubler. Okay, another doubler. I done showed y'all the doubler in part 3. It's the same thing as this doubler. All I'm doing is adding it to a send. I'm sending the signal to this doubler, and it's sending it back to my main track. And all I want to do is it affect the signal of it. I want to affect the fader of it, the volume basically, up and down. on what I want inside there.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap, we got one life, no comeback.
All right, that's it. Just to widen it out, give it some more fullness and present inside the mix. All right, this is all little things you can do to make sure your one little take right here, because normally people don't do dubs and ads and all that stuff. They just do one take. And this is all the effects you'll want to do to achieve that one take full effect. All right. And as far as highs, I got the AP going right here, the Apex, effects. I don't know how to say it. Vince's Arterial Exciter, Reciter. Get the damn thing, the AX, man, by Waves, man. Go get it, man. Sounds good. All right, so I got a lot of highs going on here.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back.
I got another EQ. Look at boost. That's 4 dB right there. Close, not close. But that's 4 dB. 4 point and a half, all right? So that's a lot of highs going on right there. Then I got some highs going on over here on the 3K, AK16K. And we got 1.5 of that going on right there. All right. And then we're going to DS it just slightly, not too much. So 11. 11 is good when you got a lot of highs going on. So we're DSing it just a little bit. That way it ain't too harsh in your ears. Because this is all about the listeners. It's not about you. It's about your listeners. When you put it on. When you put it out in stores, you distribute it to major stores. You want everybody to listen to it at a balance level.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap, we got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats.
Okay, that's the
I'm back.
And last but not least, before we get up off the part 4 of this, is the saturation. So if we solo this one out, and then granted, these are all busts. These are not FX. Okay, FX is a send track. Bus is a bus. You could do multiple things. You can add plugins like this, and then you can have sends down here. So that's why I like to use the bus. So if I wanted to send this signal to one of these faders, I'll just add the send right here, and then boom, we'll get a signal like that. Okay. So that's why I use bus when it comes to add saturation, comp, parallel comp, and stuff like that. All right, so if we turn this one up,
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap, we got one life, no comeback. We fight for right, that's attack. Point out humans like rats. I'm back, you.
All right, now you be like, man, why'd you got that deep voice going on? That is so I can have low end without having low end. And what I mean by that is, instead of coming over here on the track itself, it's me on the hook, coming over here on the first EQ, boosting all this low end right here. Now what we got? Muddiness, right? We got a lot of muddiness going on, and we don't want that. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit of sound shifter from waves to add some low end. But I don't want that to be sounding too present, so I'm going to take that.
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like...
Bring that down, that way you don't hear that at all when everything is going on. When everything is...
I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap, we got one life. I'm back, you can tell them, tell them. Yes, I'm back, you can tell them that I'm back. We live life like we trap.
That's what you get with everything going on, as far as reverbs, far as wide highs, delays. That is everything I got going on over here. As far as what you see more over here, I ain't touch on is verse reverb, verse delay, verse auto delay, and intro and outro delay. Okay, that's just certain delays that I got going on throughout the song. but it all is the same thing. They all, I'm trying to achieve the same thing. I'm just trying to tickle the ears a little bit. As far as comp, saturation, wide, highs, pitch, and reverbs, that is the sweetness of the song. That puts the song together. All right. That is like the last thing I normally like to do because I'm really trying to get these vocals to sit right, and then the sweetness comes with saturation and delays just to give some more body back inside the mix. All right. So hopefully this tutorial helped you. This is DoubleKBeats, DoubleKBeats.com. You can find your mixing templates, mixing prices, beats, music, and much, much more. So stay tuned to part 5 where we probably wrap it up. But if you're lucky, you'll get part 6. It's DoubleKBeats. Holla, I'm back. Go check the single out.